You know what's interesting? Most men over 45 think they look older because they're aging. But here's what I've noticed after years of working with guys our age. It's usually not you, it's the shirt. Look, after 45, your face and build change slightly. That's just life. But certain shirts make those changes look worse than they actually are. And the good news? This is completely fixable. Today I'm walking you through 3 groups of mistakes I see all the time. Simple stuff, but it makes a real difference. If you want more practical advice like this, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Alright, let's dive in. Mistakes that age your face. 1. Wrong collar style. Here's something most guys don't think about. Your collar is basically framing your face all day. And when it's the wrong style, it can really work against you. What I see happening, when your collar's too small, it makes your face look wider than it is. A collar that's soft and collapsed, that just creates this deflated look that drags everything down. And those high, tight collars that were popular years ago, they make your neck disappear and honestly look uncomfortable. Here's what works better. You want a collar with some structure and a moderate spread. If your face is on the rounder side, a slightly wider collar spread helps balance things out. Longer face? A medium point collar works great. The main thing is finding collars that actually hold their shape. They should stand on their own a bit, not just flop over. Think of it this way. A good collar adds definition to your whole look. It's a small detail that makes a surprisingly big difference. 2. Colors that work against you. This one's pretty common. A lot of us reach for the same shirt colors we've always worn, but those colors can actually make us look more tired than we feel. Colors that tend to age us. Stark bright white can be harsh against our skin. It creates too much contrast. Those really light pastels, they wash us out. And that baby blue or powder blue that was everywhere in the 90s. It just reads a bit young now. What tends to work better? I found that ivory or off-white is way more forgiving than bright white. Steel blue or slate blue has this sophisticated look without being too formal. Navy's always reliable. And colors like forest green, burgundy, or charcoal just have more depth to them. The pattern I notice, richer, less bright tones tend to bring out the best in our complexion. If you've been wearing the same colors for years and want to try something different, let me know in the comments which one you're thinking about trying first. 3. Fabric quality makes a difference. Here's something I wish someone had told me earlier. Fabric quality starts to matter a lot more as we get older. You can have the perfect fit and color, but if the fabric's off, the whole shirt just doesn't look right. What doesn't work as well? Really thin fabric shows every wrinkle and can look almost see-through in certain light. And those shiny polyester blends? They just have this artificial look that's hard to pull off. Better options. Oxford cloth is great. It's got enough weight to it and holds up well. Good poplin is crisp without being stiff. And chambray, especially the nicer stuff, works perfectly for casual days. The thing to look for, fabric that has some body to it. It should drape nicely and hold its shape throughout the day. You'll notice the difference immediately when you try on a well-made shirt versus a cheaper one. Mistakes with fit and proportions. 4. Finding the right fit. This is honestly where I see the most confusion. Our bodies change over time. That's just reality. And the fit that worked great at 30 might not be doing us any favors now. The 2 extremes I notice. Going too baggy adds unnecessary bulk and makes us look heavier than we are. But going too tight in the other direction, that highlights everything we'd probably rather not emphasize. What actually works? You're looking for what they call a tailored fit or modern regular fit. It follows your natural shape without clinging. The key checkpoint is the shoulders. That seam should sit right where your shoulder ends. Not hanging off, not pulling tight. A slight taper through the body is good. It gives you shape without feeling restrictive. Quick test when you're trying shirts on. Stand normally in front of a mirror. If you see pulling lines across your chest or midsection, you need to go up a size. If you can grab a bunch of extra fabric on the sides, it's too big. We're just looking for shirts that fit like they were actually made for our body. 5. Getting the length right. Length is one of those things that seems simple but makes a real difference in how your proportions look. The common issues: too long and the shirt drowns your frame, makes your legs look shorter. Too short and it rides up every time you move, which is just annoying. What works well? If you're wearing it untucked, which is totally fine for casual shirts, you want the hem hitting around the middle of your fly. That's the sweet spot for good proportions. If you're tucking it in, Just make sure there's not a ton of excess fabric bunching up around your waist. Here's a practical tip. When you're trying on shirts, sit down and lift your arms up. If it rides way up or feels restrictive, that's telling you something. The good news is length is one of the easiest things to fix with a quick hem if you find a shirt you otherwise love. 6. Sleeve length. Sleeves are another detail that really affects how the whole shirt looks on you. What I notice, when sleeves are too long, they bunch up at your wrists and it just looks sloppy, too short or tight, and it can emphasize areas we'd rather not draw attention to. The right approach: for long sleeves, you want them ending about half an inch below your wrist bone when your arms are hanging naturally. That's the classic length that just works. If you like rolling your sleeves, which is a great casual look, roll them twice and stop just below your elbow. It looks intentional and clean. Just avoid having fabric bunched at your wrists or sleeves pushed up randomly with no structure to it. If you're getting something out of this so far, hit that like button. It helps other guys find this kind of practical advice. All right, let's talk about style details. Style details that matter. 7. Pattern choices. Patterns are interesting because they can either elevate a look or make it feel like you're trying too hard. Patterns that tend to be tricky. Really large plaids or checks can be overwhelming. Bold, thick stripes often feel dated now. And shirts with multiple competing colors? They just create visual noise. What tends to work better? Subtle, thin stripes add some interest without taking over. Small patterns or micro checks have a refined look. And honestly, solid colors are always a safe choice. They're versatile and easy to work with. I think of it this way: simpler patterns give you more flexibility with everything else you're wearing. 8. Logos and unnecessary details. Minimalism equals maturity. Large logos make you look like a walking advertisement. Two chest pockets are too busy and outdated. Contrasting stitching or trim tries too hard to look designed. The refined approach: no visible logos or very small, discreet branding only. One pocket maximum, or ideally no pockets on casual shirts. Clean lines and minimal details. The fewer distractions, the more sophisticated you look. At 45 plus, your confidence should come from how you carry yourself, not from decorative stitching. 9. Bad styling choices. Your shirt is only as good as what you pair it with. Bright, loud pants create visual chaos. Oversized, chunky belts look dated and unflattering. Dirty or beat-up sneakers kill the entire look. How to style shirts for men over 45. Pair with darker pants, navy chinos, charcoal pants, or dark denim. Wear a slim, simple belt in brown or black leather with a minimal buckle. Choose clean, classic shoes like leather loafers, minimalist sneakers, or desert boots. A great shirt with bad pants and shoes still looks bad. Style is a complete package. The simple rule. Here's an easy way to remember what works. Think of the word slim. S. Soft colors near your face that flatter your complexion. L. Length matters. Proper fit, not too baggy or tie-dye. Intentional proportions, shoulder fit, sleeve length, overall balance. M. Minimal details to stay refined. Small logos, simple patterns. Use slim as your mental checklist every time you choose a casual shirt. Get these 4 right, and you're ahead of most guys your age. After 45, attractiveness doesn't come from trying to look younger. It comes from looking polished and intentional. The right shirt can make you look 5 years younger, 10 pounds lighter, and significantly more refined. It's not about expensive brands or following trends. It's about understanding what works for your body at your age. So here's my question: which mistake group do you find yourself making most often? Let me know in the comments below. And if you got value from this, subscribe for more style advice specifically for men over 45. Remember, men's style isn't about age, it's about awareness. And now you're aware. I'll see you in the next one.